Dr_Meta_Physicist_Meta_Physicist_Yogini_Meta_Physicist_2.1 Collected Dialogues and Monologues, Dr. Sundari. Aligned International Edition, curated without reduction. Prepared for publication. Original content preserved. Spelling and punctuation lightly corrected. Audio file name. Dr. Sundari Applied Metaphysicist Yogini Dialogues Existence flvr 2.1. Disclaimer. This recording shares personal experiences and observations of deep meditation. It is not medical or therapeutic advice and is not a recommendation to practice. Listeners should exercise personal consent and professional guidance where appropriate. My friend. As a lady, in my observation, I see that we, as human beings, shape our lives through the formation of a family. The family becomes both the starting point and the ending point of compromises. In truth, life itself can be viewed as a long chain of compromises, and the family is either the opening node that begins this chain, or the closing node where it all comes together. If my existence is expressed through my family, and the existence of that family rests upon the relationship between me and my partner, then the setting of this existence is simple and harmonious. Within such a unit, compromises are mutual, organic, and almost natural. But when this family begins to extend its branches, reaching out to other families, interacting with the mainstream of society, complications arise. With these associations, the problems of the outside world seep inward, entering the delicate space of my family. The purity of the compromise between me and my partner becomes entangled with the compromises demanded by society at large. Thus, the family, which should be a sanctuary of balance, sometimes becomes a battleground of external influences. My friend. If I am aware of my existence and my partner is equally aware of his, then the problems of society find no purchase in our shared space. They may knock at the door, they may shout outside, but they cannot enter without invitation. How do my partner and I become truly self-aware of our existence? First, we must recognize what we mean by our existence. Our existence is felt most immediately in our biological form, the living, sensing body that thinks, loves, resists, remembers. To understand this biological existence, I divide the inquiry into two branches. Branch 1. The branch proportional to physics. This branch is about threshold and presence, gravity, breath, posture, pulse, rhythm. Physics gives us the boundary conditions of being, the limits and affordances of our body in space and time. It is where sensation becomes an oracle. When I feel the weight of my feet on the earth, the tempo of my breath, the center of my balance, I know I am here. Branch 2. The branch proportional to mathematics. Mathematics gives us the skeleton of agreement, measures, patterns, structures. It is the logic by which we count, compare, and keep covenant with one another. Through mathematics we make promises concrete, timings, rituals, economic arrangements, duties. Maths gives us the frame in which we can calculate how we meet and what we owe. Physics provides the threshold of existence. Mathematics provides the frame to live within that threshold. Finally, remember, awareness is not perfection. It is a continuous measurement and remeasurement, a living discipline where physics, what is felt, and mathematics, what is measured, converge. When both partners attend to their bodies and to the small, testable structures of living together, they erect a field that resists the invasive patterns of society. Problems may surround them, but the problems cannot live inside unless the couple invites them in. My friend. Our true existence is a seamless weave, physics and mathematics braided into one living cloth. To be fully present is to feel the gravity of the body and to measure the patterning of our agreements, to stand in a breath and also count the cadence of a promise. Those who devote themselves to this braided inquiry, who try to translate experience into thresholds and formulas into experience, are what we call yogis and yoginis. At their core, these practices are not mystical departures from the sciences, they are a continuation in another language. Yogis and yoginis rely on the same primitives, limits, relations, measurements, and effects, but they speak them through breath, posture, ritual, gaze, and felt sensation. The methods of the yogic lineage often look different from modern textbooks. The measurements may be qualitative, the thresholds felt rather than instrumented, the notation handed down as gesture, mantra, or posture rather than as numerals and diagrams. Yet these differences are not divorces from physics and mathematics, they are alternative encodings. Ancient civilizations encoded the same realities in stories, symbols, and body practices. Modern science encodes them in symbols, equations, and instruments. Both attempt to describe how existence holds together. So when a yogini sits and listens to her own pulse, she is doing physics, sensing mass, rhythm, resonance. When she times her breath, times the intervals of gaze and touch, she is doing mathematics, creating discrete measures that can be repeated, compared, and refined. The lineage's language may be older, the expressions may be ritual, but the logic, threshold and count, cause and consequence, is recognizably the same. This is why the practice endures. It is not escape from the world of laws and numbers, but a parallel method to access the same architecture of being. The yogic path translates embodied experience into sustainable structure, so that one's life is both felt and calculable, intimate physics held within a living mathematics. My friend, my friend, my friend. I stand at a place of knowing. I can weave the strands of modern physics, contemporary mathematics, and the ancient wisdom of being into a single living thread. I do not merely repeat what has been written. I translate, I braid formulas and felt thresholds, instruments and rites, so that old languages and new technologies become mutual mirrors. Through this fusion of ancient method and modern tool, I have deciphered a rich treasury of insight. These discoveries are not mine to hoard. They are medicines and maps I now offer to the world, gifts for anyone who wishes to deepen their knowledge and enlarge their lived existence. What I share is practical and poetic. Ways to feel the body's laws, ways to count and covenant with life, and ways to build rituals that hold a partnering field steady against the noise of society. These teachings are meant for enhancement, to sharpen perception, to clarify agreement, to create a daily architecture for being. End of curated edition, content preserved, structure enhanced, _. Thanks for listening. This audio dialogue will end here now.